Charles E. O. Carter was a renowned British astrologer, widely regarded for his contributions to astrology in the early 20th century. His work as an astrologer, writer, and teacher had a lasting impact on the development of modern astrological thought. Here is a detailed biography of his life, work, and contributions to the field of astrology. Early life and education. Charles Ernest Owen Carter was born on May 19, 1887, in England. Little is known about his early life, but his interest in astrology began in his youth. Carter's early academic interests included mathematics and science, which he would later incorporate into his astrological work. During his formative years, he developed a strong fascination with the mystical, the unknown, and the potential of astrology to reveal hidden truths about individuals and the world. Introduction to astrology. Carter's introduction to astrology came in the early 20th century, a period when the practice was undergoing significant changes. Astrology was gaining popularity in the West, particularly in the United Kingdom and the United States, though it was still often viewed with skepticism by the scientific community. At the time, astrology was more a niche pursuit, mostly the domain of esoteric societies and a few dedicated practitioners. In the early 1900s, Carter began studying astrology seriously, and over time, he became well versed in both traditional and modern approaches to the subject. He was drawn to the psychological aspects of astrology, particularly its ability to provide insight into human behavior, motivations, and destiny. Career and contributions. Carter's career as an astrologer took off in the 1910s and 1920s. He quickly became one of the leading figures in British astrology. His deep understanding of the technical aspects of the subject, including the calculation of charts and the application of astrological techniques, made him highly respected among both practitioners and students. He was a prolific writer and published extensively on astrology. One of his most important works was The Principles of Astrology, published in 1927. In this book, Carter outlined his approach to the subject, emphasizing both its mathematical and interpretative aspects. He took a methodical and structured approach to astrology, advocating for a logical and empirical understanding of the subject. This was a departure from some of the more mystical and intuitive approaches that had dominated astrology up until then. Carter was particularly known for his work on the role of the planets and their influence on the lives of individuals. He was a firm believer in the importance of the sun, moon, and ascendant, the rising sign, in determining personality traits and life experiences. He was also one of the first astrologers to emphasize the importance of the outer planets, such as Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, which were not widely used by astrologers before the 20th century. One of his key contributions to modern astrology was his advocacy for the use of astrological symbolism in understanding human psychology. Carter believed that astrology could offer profound insights into the subconscious mind, and he developed techniques to interpret the charts in a way that was useful for psychological counseling and self-awareness. Influence on the field of astrology. Charles E. O. Carter's influence on astrology cannot be overstated. He helped to bring astrology into the modern era, giving it greater intellectual credibility and moving it beyond the realm of fortune-telling. His work was instrumental in shaping the way astrology is practiced today, particularly in the English-speaking world. His methods and ideas were adopted by many other astrologers and continue to be used today. Carter was also a strong advocate for the importance of astrological education. He believed that astrology should be studied seriously and that practitioners should be well trained in both the theory and practice of the subject. This led him to become involved in various astrological organizations, including the British Astrological and Psychic Society, where he served as president. In addition to his work on psychological astrology, Carter was known for his contributions to horoscopic astrology, which focuses on the use of birth charts to analyze a person's character and predict future events. He was highly skilled at analyzing charts and was known for his ability to provide detailed and accurate readings for his clients. Personal life. While details about Carter's personal life are scarce, it is known that he was a lifelong bachelor. He dedicated much of his life to the study of astrology and the development of his practice. It is also believed that he was a somewhat private person who preferred to focus on his work rather than his personal affairs. Despite his private nature, Carter became a well-known figure in the astrological community. He was highly regarded by his peers and often consulted by others in the field. His work continued to influence the development of astrology throughout his life, and his legacy as a leading figure in the field has endured long after his death. Later years and legacy. Charles E. O. Carter passed away in 1968, but his impact on the field of astrology continues to be felt. His books and teachings have influenced generations of astrologers, and his ideas on psychological astrology have remained relevant and influential in modern astrological practice. Today, Carter is remembered as one of the key figures in the development of modern astrology, and his works remain essential reading for anyone serious about the subject. Carter's contributions to astrology were not just technical or theoretical, he also played a key role in legitimizing astrology as a field of study. By approaching astrology with intellectual rigor, Carter helped to dispel some of the skepticism that surrounded the practice and demonstrated that astrology could be both scientifically and psychologically valid. Conclusion. Charles E. O. Carter was an influential figure in the world of astrology, with a legacy that has shaped the practice for over a century. His contributions to the field, particularly in the areas of psychological astrology and horoscopy, have had a lasting impact. Through his writings, teachings, and practical work, Carter helped to elevate astrology from a mystical belief system to a respected discipline that continues to thrive today. His intellectual rigor, combined with his deep understanding of human nature, ensures that his influence on the field of astrology will be felt for many years to come.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel.